This is Tom Lee. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Fundstrat Capital and the lead portfolio manager for Fundstrat's U.S. Large Cap Granny Shots ETF, ticker GRNY.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Tom Lee breaks down the Trump versus Elon feud, why dollar TSLA stays strong, and market dips stay shallow. Let's dive in.
This is the update for the week of June 5th. First, let me cover some particulars. At the end of the period, price was $20.81, net asset value of $20.83, and total assets of $1.12 billion. For the past week, Granny Shots rose 1.7%, while the S&P rose 1.9%, or roughly 22 basis points of underperformance. Year to date, Granny Shots is outperforming the S&P 500 by 450 basis points. And as you can see here, in each of the last 3 months, Granny Shots has outperformed the S&P 500. On today's macro, I do want to just focus on the feud between President Trump and Elon Musk and its effect on Tesla, which is a Granny Shot. The dispute has a lot to do with President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. Elon Musk has claimed it is expanding the deficit and it's wasteful. And of course, this would lead to a feud. And it escalated fairly quickly on Thursday. It started with, again, the usual criticism by Musk, and President Trump then said Elon was wearing thin and claimed Elon Musk was just upset because the EV mandates were eliminated. Now, this enraged Elon Musk, who called him a liar. And Trump responded by saying that they would end government subsidies and contracts with Elon Musk. And then Elon Musk took this another step and said that President Trump is in the Epstein files. And of course, this took it to another level. And President Trump didn't escalate it from there. He just says, he kind of wish Elon Musk had left earlier. And then Elon followed up his tweet with another saying that he is going to decommission the Dragon spacecraft immediately. So, of course, this got many people worried that this needs to de-escalate quickly. Now, Bill Ackman, for instance, said he supports both sides and that it's better to make peace. And Elon actually responded to that saying, you're not wrong. And Elon showed some humor. This is a tweet about DNC headquarters, and Elon Musk responded but with a laugh. And even somebody with only 17 followers said, this is a shame, this back and forth. You're both better than this. Cool off and take a step back for a couple of days. And Elon Musk responded with, good advice. Okay, we won't decommission Dragon. So it looks like things are cooling off on Elon Musk's side, but there was a lot of damage to Tesla's shareholders. It started with Elon's tweet about the Epstein files. Tesla, which has been down roughly 7% from its highs, fell 14% almost immediately after that tweet.
Is a Bitcoin rally to $150,000 by year's end still possible? That's the big question traders are asking as signs of both strength and weakness emerge in the charts. After reaching an all-time high of $112,000, Bitcoin looked poised for a strong move higher, but the recent pullback below $105,000 is now shaking investor confidence. A concerning signal is forming on the weekly chart, a bearish RSI divergence similar to what we saw in 2021, just before a 61% drop. Right now, Bitcoin's RSI is falling while prices had pushed higher, a setup that often warns of a top. If this pattern repeats, Bitcoin could slide towards $64,000, which would be a massive 50% plus correction from its peak. Technically, Bitcoin is also forming an inverse cup and handle pattern, a bearish formation that could push prices down to $91,000 if it breaks below the $100,800 neckline. The RSI hovering around 52 hints that momentum is fading fast. A drop below 50 could accelerate the sell-off. Despite these warning signs, some remain hopeful. Veteran trader Peter Brandt says reclaiming the parabolic trendline is critical to staying on track for a $150,000 high. Others compare Bitcoin's structure to gold's historic run, suggesting this could just be the calm before another explosive rally.
And that's because investors thought this was actually taking this to a new level. And of course, I think Tesla investors are used to this. But if you take a step back and look at Tesla from its 2010 to now, when it went from $1 to $280 today, that decline that we're seeing recently really looks like it's just coming back to support. So I don't think the long-term picture really has changed all that much for Tesla. And let's just review the competitive strength. Tesla has a lead in EV design, a lead in manufacturing electric vehicles. They have a robotaxi product coming soon. It's going to start next week. And they have a competitive, vastly more competitive robotaxi design that costs roughly 1/4 that of the nearest competitor. And Tesla is planning to launch or to introduce Optimus robots that actually have not only finger dexterity, but as you may have seen in some of these videos, a lot of movement dexterity. And of course, there are drones potentially in the future. So when you look at the suite of products that Tesla has, it is pretty unmatched. And then there's the possibility that they may merge xAI, which is their AI unit, which also owns the platform X.com, formerly known as Twitter. And with all that, I would say that Tesla, of course, still holds all of its advantages. And so we aren't too concerned about the decline. Now, I thought we'd visit a name that fell last week and we talked about, which was FICO, and that because it became part of the bullseye of the White House. And we said, give it a week or two to see what would happen. Well, FICO had already started to bounce last week, and in the past 5 trading days, it's gained another 6%. So it is now up 20% from its lows. And so it's not great looking from what I'd say technically, but it still has a place in granny shots for now. And now in terms of the broader granny portfolio, the top 5 performers in the past week were Palantir, Oracle, GE, Robinhood, and CrowdStrike. The bottom 5 performers were MicroStrategy, Eaton Corp, Bank of New York, Arista Networks, and Cadence Design Systems. From a theme perspective, the best performing theme has been energy and cybersecurity, led by Palantir. And then our style tilt, which is a seasonal a seasonal portfolio. And bottom line, just keep in mind, this remains the most hated V-shaped stock market rally, and I think that's what keeps pullback shallow.
Bitcoin and Ethereum might dominate headlines, but when it comes to global payments, XRP is quietly leaving them behind. A recent tweet by crypto researcher SNQK sparked renewed attention to a growing consensus. Bitcoin and Ethereum simply aren't built to support the speed, scale, and compliance needed for modern financial systems. Scalability is a key reason. Bitcoin and Ethereum can each handle fewer than 20 transactions per second, far too slow for real-world financial operations that demand hundreds of thousands per second. Even experimental systems today are reaching up to 4,000 transactions per second, leaving BTC and Ethereum looking outdated. Their reliance on proof of work makes them not only slower, but also more energy-intensive and expensive. Regulatory issues also pose major barriers. The volatility and limited throughput of these networks are highlighted in academic research, which concludes they're not suitable for institutional payments. These limitations mean long wait times, high costs, and headaches when trying to integrate with regulated systems. XRP, by contrast, was built for exactly this purpose. Its ledger finalizes transactions in 3 to 4 seconds, costs fractions of a cent, and can handle up to 1,500 transactions per second. Financial giants like Bank of America and Standard Chartered have recognized this, leaning into XRP's real-world utility. Unlike BTC or Ethereum, XRP was engineered for the future of finance. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin TSLA. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.